Welcome back to a brand new TV show review here at Max Talks Movies. My name is Max Dinenberg, and today we're talking season one of Creature Commandos on Max, spoiler free here at Max Talks Movies. So if you're new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button and ring that bell for notifications. I do movie and TV show reviews, movie franchise rankings, out of theater reactions, and every Tuesday I do a brand new box office breakdown show. So if you're new to the channel, please subscribe. Ring the bell, comment down below. What are your thoughts on season one of Creature Commandos? Are you excited for season two? How big of an impact do you think Creature Commandos will have in the big DCU? Let me know in the comment section down below. And also, please hit that like button, guys, the thumbs up button. So, when the first two episodes came out, I did do, on its premiere date, I did do a non-spoiler review of the first two episodes, and I said I didn't really want to cover this weekly because they were kind of like 25-minute, 22-minute episodes, and I didn't think there'd be tons to talk about on a weekly basis. And plus, I don't really love talking spoilers for shows unless it's a show that I deem I want to, cover on a weekly basis. And Creature Commandos here, I'm going to talk about this in a non-spoiler way. So if you were waiting to see the full season so you can binge all 7 episodes, and maybe you haven't finished the show yet, but you still want to get my general thoughts on the show before you hop in, that's why I'm doing this non-spoiler review. So I'm not even going to hint at spoilers in the show. So Creature Commandos, if you didn't watch my first 2 episodes, you don't even know anything about it. It does technically, it is technically the first project of James Gunn's new DC universe, getting away from the DC extended universe, which was from Man of Steel until Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom. Here we have Creature Commandos, which is a half reboot, half continuation of events from the Suicide Squad and Peacemaker, as Weasel is in the show. Amanda Waller, John Economos are in the show from other projects, and also Rick Flag Sr., who's the father of the fallen Rick Flag in the Suicide Squad. We get new characters like G.I. Robot, Dr. Phosphorus, Nina Mazursky, Frankenstein, the Bride, and Princess Alana here into the show. So new characters. Gunn is the sole creator for the show from a writing perspective. He wrote the show before he got the head job at DC, but when he did, he folded this into becoming the first DC Universe project. So as of now, he did say that all of the characters who voiced these characters in animation will go to live action, and when the live action goes to animation, those actors will remain the same. That's been a big thing for him. And overall, I honestly had a blast with Creature Commandos. I wasn't the biggest fan of the first 2 episodes. I had a good time with it. I really got into a lot of the characters because episodes 2 through 7 are obviously half character-driven episodes where we have a Phosphorus episode, we have a Weasel episode, we have a G.I. Robot episode, for example, mixed in with present time, what's kind of going on. And obviously, I think that really helped the show. I think really episodes, in my opinion, like 3 through 7 are an absolute blast. I enjoyed the first 2 episodes, but I loved really the last 5 episodes of the series. In particular, I really like G.I. Robot and Phosphorus's origin story episodes, with Robots being the third one and Phosphorus being the 6th episode of the series. This is another ragtag group, very similar to Guardians of the Galaxy and Suicide Squad, but I really enjoyed the difference here because these characters are quote unquote monsters. But James Gunn obviously loves to peel back on all of these so-called monsters and see what either made them become a monster or maybe see them as someone who, wrong time and getting caught doing something they weren't really doing. And you learn more, you start to care about the characters and the dynamics throughout the show. The overall story and the twists and turns, the main story takes, did not really surprise me whatsoever. I would have loved a little bit more intensity with who the actual characters were going after and the twists and turns that happened in the final episode. I wish there was a little bit more intensity because I kind of knew exactly what was going to happen. So there's a little bit of a predictability there. Also, as said in the first 2 episodes, it is a bit confusing that we have characters like Weasel Economos and Waller, who are from the DC EU. But even though we're moving on to a DC universe, their continuity from Peacemaker and the Suicide Squad is brought up multiple times throughout the show. So from a universe perspective, the show can be quite confusing because you have like 75% of the characters are brand new characters with all new continuity into James Gunn's universe. And then you have like a quarter of the characters who are coming from the old regime of DC, but because they were Gunn's own characters, he's letting them continue on in his DC universe. So from that perspective, it is definitely a bit confusing, but the show has really great action set pieces and animation details, the different ways characters kill each other, especially because you have Phosphorus, who's like this skeleton fire thing. So he can the way he kills people is honestly my favorite part of the show. The comedy with G.I. Robot, the way he kills people is also quite funny. The Bride and also Frankenstein are tons of fun. Getting that thrown into a DC show for me really worked. The friendship that turned out to be with the Bride and Nina really worked for me. It was a storyline I was like not sure would stick after the first two episodes, but really did for the rest of the show. And I really bought the two of them together. Voice acting was really strong. Alan Tudyk as Phosphorus in particular is really strong. Love getting David Harbour as Frankenstein, Maria Bakalova as the princess, Frank Grillo. You have Sean Gunn and Dina Verma. Viola Davis obviously coming back. Great voice cast on display. The animation is great. Very similar to Invincible's animation style. The show sometimes uses some anime, sometimes uses some general animation. I really enjoyed the variety that the show gets. And overall, it's a blast. I laughed throughout the most of the episodes. I found myself caring about most of the characters on the show. The cursing, the violence absolutely works for me. And peeling back on what monsters are, I think was a fascinating way to delve into a Creature Commando show. So overall, I'm going to give Creature Commandos on Max a 4 out of 5 stars, a 77%. It has been renewed officially, but for a season 2. Don't know when we're going to get a season 2, but it has been renewed. So definitely stay tuned for that. But thanks for joining me on my review of Creature Commandos. What are your thoughts on the show? Let me know in the comments down below. Like the video, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.